What are the very best cartoons that we can remember? What are your favorite cartoons ever? Miami Bar can't give away enough free alcohol, and more. Welcome to Purgatory. What's going on, freaks and freakettes? I'm Spike.
And I'm mad.
Thanks so much for tuning in again. We hope you all had a good weekend. Mine was pretty good. It was Father's Day, so I got to kind of do Father's Day stuff, you know?
Yeah, same. I was with my parents last night. Just went over to
That's
their
good.
house, had some dinner.
It's always good. It's always good to just kind of kick it with the fam, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and especially like like Father's Day is a holiday where it's a family holiday. You know, everybody's doing something with their family. It's not like Labor Day where people just go to the lake and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was really cool, like, cause my brothers and I were all fathers, and we had all our kids at my parents' house with my dad. You know, so it was like the whole clan was there, and then we brought my grandparents over. So my mom's dad was there, and my dad's dad was there, and then obviously he was there, and then we're all dads now. So
Yeah.
it was like dad fest. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, man, coming off the weekend, we got some shit to talk about, don't we, buddy?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know you're excited about this topic, so what do you got? What do you got?
Yeah, gotcha. All right, so just thought like when you were texting me about this and we like were talking about like doing like top five things.
Hmm.
Like that one day we did like the dream podcast guest. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is a great idea. If we just do like our top five favorite cartoons growing up, you know?
Yeah. Top five for each, and hopefully, I mean, I shared with you my list. I haven't seen yours, so hopefully we don't have too much of an overlap. It kind of sucks because your reaction, you've already seen my list, so you won't be like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but I think we've got enough of a taste difference. I think we're gonna have some other ones. But and of course, like when you're narrowed down to five, it's like, oh man, there's that one that was so good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna kick it off here, and I don't think they're in any specific order for me. I just have a list of five like bangers, you know.
Same. Yep.
Um, so I know you don't have this one, but this is probably my current favorite of all time, and that's gonna be Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Just
Hmm.
just ridiculous classic Adult Swim humor where like nothing makes any sense, nothing is linear. For some reason, man, it just cracks me up. And I'll show it to somebody that hasn't seen it, and they're like, "What the fuck are you? This isn't funny at all." They're like, "This
I
isn't funny
remember
at all, man."
you showed me that one clip, the Super Bowl clip.
Yeah, yeah, where he's
Yeah, I
like,
was dying, dude. I
yeah,
love that clip.
yeah, he's like, Meatwad's like, Super Bowl's in Detroit this year. And Frylock's like, oh boy, Detroit. And for some reason that line is just like just legendary. And in that episode he can't figure out who to take to the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
he makes a friend out of a cardboard box.
Of course.
Yeah,
Those are good shows because it's just like, all right, throw logic out the window. Like you don't even
yeah.
need that, and
Don't
then we're
gotta
just
think
gonna
too
keep
hard.
going. Exactly. All right. So number one for me would probably be Batman the animated series. That one
Solid
was
choice.
so cool. It was so dope as a kid. And like growing up and learning that they actually made like you know how shows will use a white background and then like draw on it.
Hmm.
This show used like a black background and then drew on that.
So it was darker,
Yeah, so it was
more
darker.
mysterious.
It's just cool because like it was running for a while. You know, what I mean, they really got
Hmm.
everything right. I think out of all the other superhero shows that were out, I think that was the best one. Um, yeah, but it was still like I to this day I still have like my DVDs from like when I was little, and it has like
Oh, that's
episodes of
awesome.
like Batman the animated series and whatnot.
Better keep those.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, in like 10, 20 years, they might be worth a boatload. That's
Hmm.
the kind of stuff that just, oh shit, this stuff that's in the box in my basement's worth 20 grand, you know?
Yeah.
I remember that show for like, it was on Cartoon Network, and I remember, at least the one that I'm thinking of is, I hope we're thinking of the same series. But I remember it kind of being like edgy, and when you were watching it as a kid, you're like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't be watching this," you
Yeah,
know.
because
So
it
you
was
felt
still
like,
dark. There was a dark undertone in some episodes.
yeah, but it felt like forbidden, so it was that much cooler to
Yeah.
watch, you know. Yeah, super solid choice. And I remember how like Harley Quinn, my girl, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, every kid's first crush.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
yeah, I mean, it was a tie between that and like also like remember Batman Beyond? That was another good one.
Yeah, I mean they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah,
But that show kind of, this isn't on my list, but kind of a tangent. You remember that show Gargoyles?
yeah, that was
It
another
only
good one.
it was only on for like a couple seasons, but that show was the shit.
Yeah, that show was dope.
And it seemed it was very, very similar animation wise. I wonder if it was the same animation team because
Oh
they're
yeah,
just very
I
similar.
I think so. I mean, it was like a Universal Studios, right?
I'm not even sure. I just remember I was real young and my brother liked to watch it, so I got to, you know, hang out with my brother and watch Gargoyles. Pretty
Yeah.
cool. So that's fond memories behind that one.
Hmm.
What's what's like an episode of, well, let me go back. I'm gonna say like new rule. We have to say what one of our favorite episodes is. So
Gotcha.
for my Aqua Teen one, I think it's episode 3 or 4, and it's the first time they meet those aliens with the spikes all over their bodies.
Yeah.
Emery and Oglethorpe, they're like the big green one and a big red one, and they're just like dumb as hell.
Yeah.
And Shake gets abducted into their ship. It's just super funny. And those guys have another episode where they try to make a Master Shake to like go down and take over Earth. Those those episodes are just fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
It just crack me up. So what's one of your favorite Batman episodes?
One of my favorite Batman episodes, I think it was like it's like Harley Quinn and Joker like they find a way to like take Robin from Batman and then they kind of like Jokerify him, you know what I mean? So he's
Mm.
like a mini Joker and then so like Batman has to fight like Robin slash Joker Jr. It's just like really fucking weird. But yeah, I remember thinking it was like so cool because it was like, oh shit, like his own man's it's like on the other side now.
Yeah, yeah,
It
that's
was
pretty cool. And then
he
he's of
had
course
like
he's outnumbered, and
yeah. So like now he has to like the one dude that he loves, he's gotta like beat the shit out of him.
dude, don't haven't we all had to do that?
We've all been there. We've all been there.
And I remember an episode where like Harley Quinn kind of goes rogue and is kind of doing her own thing, Deadpool style, and
Yeah.
then she chains Robin to a bed and is like making out with him. And then
That's
Batman walks in on him, and then she just kind of goes, "Oh well, time for me to leave," and then just leaves and leaves Robin chained to a bed.
classic.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, all right."
That was lit.
Yeah, and that's kind of to the point of like when you're a kid, it's like, "Oh, I shouldn't be watching this,"
Hmm.
Don't tell mom. Yeah. Well, all right. Here's my number two, Samurai Jack. Probably
Fuck
one
yeah,
of,
dude.
yeah. I mean, that's a good one. That's a good
Mhm.
one, and everybody likes Samurai Jack. It's just a solid show. Everybody gets it. Everybody's like, yeah, man, Jack's fighting a coup. What's not to like,
Mhm.
And it's just good show. Just good watch. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so your favorite episode, God, there's so many good ones. But probably like the first two are just really good. Him getting his name and him being like, where am I? I'm in this weird city.
Yeah.
Him just being lost and bewildered. And
Mhm.
they're all so good though. It's kind of hard to choose for me of a Samurai Jack episode.
Yeah.
But
And you also saw like the reboot, right?
yeah, I know that they're like they made one recently on Adult Swim, and there were original episodes coming out within the last year or two.
I watched with my brothers, and it was like really like badass. You know what I mean? It really picked up where it left off, and just felt really smooth. And just like you just remember how fucking cool Samurai Jack was.
Yeah, he really was just straight up badass, and that was kind of in the beginning of the time where people started to get really obsessed with Japanese culture. Maybe it was partially to do with Samurai Jack. The people now that have katanas and stuff. I think that's probably partially because of Samurai Jack, because just how badass he was.
Yeah.
You know, with those fucking crazy wooden sandals,
Yeah.
just just hauling ass. That show is the shit, man.
Yeah.
There's just not what's not to like. What you got, man?
All right, number two, a classic, The Simpsons. That one is just because like I don't know, it's been on forever, and I remember just like watching it when I was younger, and like it's just like an American Family show. You know what I mean? It
Hmm.
was never like as edgy as like American Dad. It was like a lot more I think wholesome. Um,
I don't
but
think they wanted to be.
yeah, exactly. They just wanted to be like, well, I mean, who knows at this point? You know, what I mean, they've been on for like 20 plus years. But yeah, my favorite episodes were like the Halloween ones, the Treehouse of Horror ones. I don't know if
Oh
you ever
yeah.
saw those. They were just like creepy episodes. And there's this one specific segment where like they like find like Bart's clone, but he's kind of like weird like Frankenstein kind of Bart looking. Cause he's not like he doesn't talk like a human. He just kind of like mumbles. And but he's nicer than Bart, so the family chooses him over Bart.
Oh
And then
no.
yeah, so then like Bart just like feels really shitty and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I mean like I just remember this show being like a huge like cornerstone in like my childhood, just always seeing it like on TV or like the merchandise or like the comics at the library. So I really liked it. It was
Yeah,
dope.
good show. I remember seeing kids wearing shirts of it. I wasn't a big Simpsons kid.
Hmm.
I was a huge more Nickelodeon kid, you know. And Simpsons tended to air at night when
Yeah.
like my parents had the control of the TV, you know.
Hmm.
But Simpsons, I think it's over at least 27 years,
Yeah,
and it's
it's old.
and I what I like about Simpsons is they're self-aware about it, and they're like, we have gone so far past what like the show is. They're like, we don't have any new ideas, and
Mhm.
you can see in the episodes that they talk about that, and they're like, we've talked about this before a few times, but you know, they're kind of
Yeah,
going back to things. I just think it's funny that they're embracing their own meme, you
yeah.
know, and I think that's cool. Hats
Yeah,
off to
I was gonna say
them.
like in a lot of episodes, like they'll change things up. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like they'll be like, oh, like in one episode they'll be like, oh, Homer's brother, and the next one they'll be like, oh, Homer was like a single child
Yeah, they
because they just
just
like run out
whatever.
of like paths to take. So they're just
Yeah,
like, yeah, it's lit. All
it
right, what do you
is.
got? What do you got?
I'm gonna dip back a little farther, and I'm gonna go into the Nickelodeon universe with Rocket Power. You
Hell yeah.
you remember that show, dude?
We all remember the theme song. All right, it's ingrained in our brain
That show is the
from birth.
shit. I remember thinking that Reggie was hot,
Oh yeah.
Otto's older sister, and I was all about like I had my Razor scooter, you know, and I was like, I'm a X Games pro in the making, you know, and I just remember them ripping and tearing on skateboards and stuff. And the Squid, the character Squid, he was from Kansas.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was from Hutchinson, and it's like, yo, I'm from Kansas. I'm in Rocket Power now. You know, it was just
Yeah,
relatable. It was awesome.
just relatable.
It
I
was, man.
am him.
And I remember that during the summer, I would watch Nickelodeon all fucking day while my
Yeah,
parents were at work. Like the first couple years, I was allowed to stay home alone, you know.
yeah.
And they had this thing called the Nicktoons Summer Beach House, where it was every day, every weekday, they would play six of the shows in a row. And then immediately after the Nicktoons Summer Beach House, they would play SpongeBob. So sometimes it would be SpongeBob for six episodes and then another two SpongeBob. So that was cool. But then I remember like praying on the Nicktoons Summer Beach House, like, please be Rocket Power. Please be Rocket Power. I mean, because 6 episodes, that's 3 hours of Rocket Power, dude. So
Yeah.
I would run into the kitchen, I would grab me a big ass bowl, a Cocoa Puffs, and I was ready to fucking go. I lost my first tooth on my couch watching Rocket Power. I shit
Whoa.
you not.
What was the
Hell
story
yeah.
behind that? What happened?
I was just fucking watching Rocket Power, and my tooth was loose, and I'm jimmying it around with my fucking tooth, my tongue rather, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
I put my hand in my mouth and I grab it and I go, you know what? And I just popped it out, and I went, here's this one's for you, Otto. I said that. No, I didn't.
This one's for you.
Yeah, this one's for you,
Fucking
my.
popped it off.
Yeah, I just popped it right out, and I went, yeah, there you go. I'm gonna be the next Tony Hawk now. Yeah, it's lit.
That was a great show. Yeah, when I was younger, I really like I shifted around a lot. You know, I mean, Cartoon Network, Disney, and Nickelodeon. But yeah, that was definitely one of the shows that we used to watch back in the day. But number three for me, this has to be like my favorite, like I think animated show or cartoon. SpongeBob.
Yeah,
SpongeBob is such a freaking classic, dude. I don't even know if I can name my favorite episode. There's just so many.
there's so many.
Um,
And you know what? If we did like top 5 best slash influential shows of all kinds, I think SpongeBob would be in it.
yeah, I think SpongeBob definitely like kind of developed the humor towards starting memes. You know what I mean?
Yes,
It's like
for
the jokes
sure.
they had were just so like weird and like they were just so like it didn't have to be like it didn't have to make sense to be funny. But like this is such a like great show just because like I just remember like I have this like vivid memory just like I'm being on the couch, you know, watching TV and watching so like SpongeBob. And
Yeah.
I just remember being so like dope. My dad hated it. He thought it was so annoying, but he still was
Yeah.
like, all right, whatever, you go ahead. My brother didn't like it because he says that like back in the day they would just like rerun the shit out of that show.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. But I
but
loved that.
yeah, I was like, oh fuck yeah, all right, more of what I love. I mean, I could understand how it's annoying, but I just think it's like I think it's more funny than annoying, and I think it's more like iconic, just like some of the scenes. Um, yeah, it's fucking good. I love that show.
Well, season 1 is amazing. Season
Oh
2
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah, yeah.
pretty good too, but
Let's
like
get in there. Let's get into that.
I
Me and a coworker were saying like I think season 1 through 3, maybe 4 is like all you need to watch. You know what I mean? Past
yeah.
that, it gets a little bland.
I don't even know if it's specific episodes, but it'll be like 5-minute grabs or like a 2-minute grabs or even like a couple of seconds where you see when there's like magic conch shell. You mean like this?
Yeah,
Like those
dude.
just
Oh
little
my
bits
god.
are
Yeah.
fucking hilarious, you
When they
know?
would like zoom into something and like just make it like graphically like detailed.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Or it would be like there was the one where Patrick's parents came over and he was like, "Look how he dresses." And then it would show like a close up of SpongeBob's
yeah.
outfit and his thigh gap, and you're like it's just so good.
And
Probably okay, if I like gun to my head favorite episode, I'd have to say the one where Squidward blows the bubbles that pop and then they say like SpongeBob, I no longer wish to know you. And then SpongeBob and Patrick aren't friends anymore.
yeah.
And then they like they want to be Squidward's friend now because they really want a friend.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
into
When
his
they're like
house,
they're
they like
fighting
fuck.
over him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then at the
Yeah.
end, he gives them soda, right? He
Yeah.
gives and they fucking
Squidward,
swell
more
up.
soda. Squidward,
Yeah, you're
Squidward.
Squidward, you're Squidward. Yeah,
Yeah,
and they swell up and they're like huge. And
yeah,
then they start laughing and they blow up Squidward's house with all the bubbles and then they're friends again. Fucking
yeah.
great. Fucking great episode.
And in the episode where they're like sitting in class together, like you've been here with your friends. You know, what I mean, you're in
Yeah, yeah.
class. He goes, you know what's funnier than 23? 24. And then they start
Yeah.
bursting out laughing. It's like that's not even funny, but you know, like you had
Yeah.
some dumb jokes with your friends in high school.
So fucking good.
Yeah.
There's just so many good ones. Or the one where he has to write the essay and he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then it just
Doing it. I'm doing
yeah. And then you well, it's time for a break.
it. Yeah, I love that one. And like the pineapple burns down. It's like, why SpongeBob? Why did you do this
Yeah.
to me? Yeah,
That one's fucking creepy.
banger show, dude.
Or the one where the jellyfish throw a big dance party in the
Yeah,
house. That one's great. They're just so good. Who's your
yeah.
favorite supporting character in that show?
Supporting character. Oh,
Yeah.
I'd probably say I like Plankton.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's so funny.
He
Um,
really is. I
Cause he was like I don't know. He just like the episode. I don't know if you ever saw it, where like he gets all his Plankton family members to like go fight,
Yeah, this
but
is Millie
like
Bob, Joe
yeah,
Bob.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're all
Yeah.
like hillbillies. Instead of, he thinks they're gonna be smart like him, but they're all just like these like redneck hillbillies. And it was just
That was awesome.
amazing. Oh my god.
Or
Yeah.
when the F is for Friends episode, dude. When
Oh yeah. Yeah.
you just get to see how he's like, I want to be nice, but I can't because this is who I am, you know? And his computer wife. That's so fucking cool.
Aaron, yeah.
Yeah, man. Holographic meatloaf, my favorite. What
Fuck,
a
dude.
We could do a
Great
whole
show.
podcast just on like
Yeah,
top
I
10
can honestly
SpongeBob
do like a
episodes.
whole podcast just talking about episodes that I just love. Um, sadly, rest in peace, my main man, Steve.
Yeah. I
The
liked
show.
that they gave him the nod at least, or some kind of nod in the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, yeah, that was
That,
cool.
I mean,
Um,
I
yeah.
wish we would have seen like a giant fucking SpongeBob character come out on stage. That would have been awesome.
Mm.
But hey, you can't win them all. They should have had fucking Plankton's harmonica solo.
Oh, dude, don't get me started, dude. That was so. Oh man, that was so cool.
We could just do this all day. We got to move on, or we're just gonna
We're just
keep
gonna
riffing on
a
SpongeBob.
3-hour podcast.
Yeah. And you know what else?
That one
Backing
scene.
up, backing up, backing up. All right. Number 4 for Spike is Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold, dude, I freaking love this show.
Probably one of the best theme songs and intros of any show of all time.
Yeah.
You
Here we go.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
That show was
Dude,
fucking great.
I love Hey Arnold. I actually still watch it to this day because I have like
Yeah.
younger siblings, and I'll show them like 90's cartoons, and it's on Hulu. Like the whole show's on Hulu.
Yeah, it is.
And dude, it's just like so incredibly like wholesome. You know what I mean? Like there's a problem, Arnold will try his best to help his friends. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
so dope. It kind of like I don't know if it probably like instilled some morals in me as a young kid. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, Arnold's like that's one that most parents can watch and be like, I'm cool with this.
Yeah, I mean
No.
it's there's nothing wrong with it at all. Like it's really good. Yeah.
Favorite episode is probably the one where Wolfgang meets another bully, like a new kid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Um,
they're playing
and
baseball,
they play a football game.
football.
They like coach the fourth grade team. These two fifth graders coach fourth grade teams, and they play against each other. And all the fourth graders are like dirtbag filthy, and their clothes are fucking
Yeah.
ripped up. And by the end, they end up just making friends. And
Yeah.
then it's like two bullies made friends, and there's like a super bully. But
Uh,
there's some serious fucking plot holes in that though. Like Rhonda, this like the fashion girl, she's always
yeah.
playing football in like her
Yeah.
$5,000 clothes.
Yeah.
Or Stinky, the redneck, lives in New York fucking city, but he's still a redneck, and he wears like a spiked goth wristband. Like you're
Oh
a
yeah,
goth,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
a goth farmer that lives in Manhattan.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, real quick, like if you didn't mind, I was gonna say my favorite episode.
Go ahead, yeah.
Did you ever see the one where like they have to do like a dumb school play where they play as fruits?
Yes, that's
And
like
like
episode 1 or something.
yes,
That's like
yeah, it's up there. It's like in the first season for sure because the animation's
yes,
like a little slow. But then like they get lost and they miss their bus downtown, and then
yeah,
someone throws money at them, and
yeah.
then so they just like hang out all like
People are really nice downtown.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was crazy. It was a good one.
Yeah,
I love that.
it's like, why don't you fucking change? And he's like, I didn't wear anything underneath.
Yeah, yeah.
Polyester makes me sweat.
And then there was
I
also the movie. You ever see the movie?
I haven't seen the movie.
You haven't seen the movie?
I have not.
Dude, you gotta Amazon that bad boy and watch it.
I
It's
have
amazing.
to now.
It's amazing. But okay, they made a movie recently about how he meets his parents, which I haven't seen yet, but I heard it wasn't really good. But there was a movie back in like 2001 or 2002 that was
Mhm.
like, wow, it was amazing.
Well,
10 out of
there's the one episode where he's about to learn where his parents came from, or he's trying to recall any memories of his parents. And he imagines his dad to be like this bodybuilder dude. It's like
Oh.
river rafting, he imagines it like in the coolest possible scenario. I remember that one. And then there was the Pigeon Man episode. That one's good.
Also, Monkey Man.
Stoop Kid.
Oh, Stoop Kid, bro.
Yeah.
That was a dope one. I love
Get away
that.
from my stoop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stoop Kid's gonna leave a stoop. That was a great show. Favorite supporting character, hands down, without a doubt, Grandpa.
Yep, dude. Oh yeah, he's got to be up there, like just of all time supporting character.
He is amazing.
He fucking punched Adolf Hitler in the face.
Yeah.
That's
He
canon
fed
like,
him-
in the show. They talk about it.
And he fed him fucking bad spam.
Yeah, bad spam.
Yeah,
Oh
there I
my
am
god.
in bronze. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
great show. And he's trying to help Arnold study for his spelling test, and he's like, "All
Yeah.
right, word number one, onomatopoeia." Oh, well, you're not gonna win this one, kiddo.
Well, there's the one where like he goes back to school so he can like graduate.
Yeah, and he has a plastic hip, and
Yeah, yeah,
he kicks the ball over the fucking roof, and then he takes sixth grade girls to a movie.
yeah.
And now when you're an adult and you watch it, you're like, that's creepy.
Wait a minute. No, but it's like he gets to like eighth grade and he's like starts wearing like a leather jacket and
That's
like
what I mean. Yeah,
starts to top out.
he takes like minors to the movies with him.
Oh yeah, to watch rated R movies.
Yeah, yeah, and it's two chicks like on each of his arms, and he's like 80, and you're like, they're 11, dude.
They're
You can't
11,
do
bro.
that.
What are you doing? Yeah, I mean, we'll put that into the plot hole. We'll put that into the
Yeah,
plot hole.
yeah, it's just a good.
Um, gotcha. Okay. My next show, I don't know if you ever saw it, but I think the theme song is fucking dope, and I thought it was pretty good. It was X-Men, the animated series.
Didn't get super into that. My brother was way into it though.
Dude,
So
the theme song was dope. It was pretty dope because it was like reading a comic book. You know what I mean? It also had like crossover episodes, which are like the best, I think. With like those of Spider-Man, the animated series,
mhm.
and it would cross over with them often. I just thought it was so badass because like my favorite superhero is Wolverine, so like he's in there just fucking shit up. But yeah, I used to remember like watching the show and fucking going crazy over it and like having T-shirts for it, and it was dope. It was a good time. There was so many good episodes because a lot of episodes were like a reimagining of a comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
like
like
they
they
had
would
a script in a
yeah,
way from
exactly,
this or
exactly.
a rubric.
So when you read the comic, like okay, that's cool, but now you get to see it like happen in live action. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
get to see each character and what they were doing. Yeah, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Like if they like brought back the show, I think it would do pretty solid. Like with nowadays animations.
Well, and the Marvel fan base is pretty alive and well. You know?
Hmm. And especially now that they're owned by Disney, they could just put it on Disney Channel.
Yeah, I mean that's
Put
a
that stuff.
solid choice.
Yeah, it was dope.
Now, I've got a fifth one that I have like a bunch of honorable mentions, and there's one in particular I really hope that you have on your list because it needs to be on one of our lists. So my number 5 is going to be Squidbillies,
Ooh, baby. Yep.
but there's another one that I really hope that you have,
Let's see.
and I'm guessing that you do. But I'm going to put Squidbillies on there, and if you haven't seen it, it's fucking hilarious.
You need to watch this show. It's
It's
free on
just
Adult Swim. Go watch it.
It's so fucking funny, and it's offensive, it's crude, it's loud, and it's fucking great. They make fun of everyone, and it's so great, especially if you live in a place where there are real rednecks in the wild and you can see them. And this show takes redneck culture and it lampoons it and it takes it times 10, and then it's just so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Um,
I
it's
mean,
just great.
you and me, we both love this show. It's like amazing. I didn't know it was made in the '90s though. What year was that?
It It was. I think it was in. I think it started in like mid to late 2000s.
Oh shit! Oh, got you.
Um, but Squidbillies to me is just. It's just great, and it's made by the same team that made Aqua Teen Hunger Force, so you can kind of see some of the parallels of just the style of humor, you know.
Yeah.
And the voice of Shake is the voice of Grandma.
Oh really?
Yes,
That's
same actor,
amazing.
same voice actor,
That's amazing.
same voice actor. He's a very very talented guy.
She's probably my
Uh,
favorite character, honestly.
favorite supporting character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to top early Kyler,
Hmm.
the main character. Uh, but there's a lot of great episodes there too. But my favorite one, I've sold mattresses for a living before, and I think it's episode 2 where Early's trying to get a job. He's fresh out of prison and he's trying to get a job, and he goes from job to job to job trying to like fit in. And there's one where he works for this mattress company called Mattress Christ, and all the beds are like Bible themed. He's like, this one's made of Egyptian cotton. I know the slaves made it, but hey, they got away. like referring to the Jews in Egypt, you know.
Yeah,
And then he's there's another one where he's like, "This one's the Immaculate Conceptor. It'll make you sleep for 3 days."
dude,
I
such a good show, and like his voice like just makes the episodes. Like if
yeah
you guys don't know what we're talking about, like go look it up on YouTube. Just Squidbillies, any clip. It's just so funny, so funny.
yeah, and he has like these little sayings or like isms that he'll say that are just so fucking hilarious. And the voice actor for him is like a goofy character musician named Unknown Hinson. And
Yeah,
he goes on tour as Unknown Hinson, but then he also voices Early Kyler in the Unknown Hinson character. So it's like an Inception. It's like a guy playing a character that's voicing a character,
yeah,
you know. So it's pretty wacky.
yeah. I was gonna say like I love the episode where he's homeschooling. He's homeschooling Rusty, and
Yeah.
then he's like, "Oh, this party alcohol's hitting weird." He's like, "Nah, that's paint thinner," and he
Yeah.
shakes it, and he just like takes another swig. It's just so amazing. I love that show.
Where
Like
he's
nothing's off
standing
the
on the train
table.
track.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
He's like, "This is your final exam. You're standing on a train track. What do you do?" And he's like, "I don't know. It starts with an M, boy." And he's like, "Mufflers, malt liquor."
Dude,
He's like, "Why don't you just move?"
yeah, like okay, if you're listening to this, and if you do get offended easily, I would recommend not watching the show. But if you do love kind of like edgy humor, just like dark humor, like just humor in general, and you don't really get as upset about things, I would definitely check this show out. Because
Yeah.
it's not like they're like directly going at someone like, oh, like screw these people. They're just no jokes off the table for them. You know what I mean? They can
Right.
just say anything. It's just they're saying it in a funny manner. There's like no offense needed to be taken, but it's
Well, and
dope.
I've literally watched every episode,
Hmm.
100% of the episodes, and I can say that there isn't anyone they haven't joked on. They have
Yeah.
joked on everybody and everything. It's really funny. Yeah. But I agree with what you said. All right, what's your number 5?
All right. So my honorable mention before number five would definitely be the Rugrats. I don't know if you
Yeah,
saw those growing up. Those were
solid
dope.
show.
Wasn't really like one of my. I wouldn't say it was like my favorite, but I loved it. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
especially the movies. They released like two movies that were just fire.
Mhm.
Um, but then my fifth one would probably be Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Solid solid choice.
Solid
I'm going to
choice.
have to go around and give a number 6 then. But Ed and Eddie is also a great theme song. Just a
Yeah,
you know
it's like
the
iconic. It's iconic. I love it.
and
Um,
yeah, however there was no words and he's like, "Wow!" but it was him yelling, you know?
yeah.
That one was
Well,
great.
like there's an episode where like Double D's telling Ed, and she's like, Ed, don't eat that dirt, and he's like, I'm not gonna eat that dirt, and then his eyes shift over to the dirt, and he starts sweating immediately. 'Cause, yeah, it's just fucking good. It was dope because it's funny because my dad didn't like SpongeBob, but he loved this show. Like we would watch the show all the time together.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, like it was good. Like this one was like it's literally like one of the shows that I grew up on. Like I just watched this like for like a long time. Um, but I was gonna say my favorite episode is an episode where like they like all the kids in the neighborhood go to like this like cardboard city, and just everything's made out of cardboard. Like there's like cardboard cut out of people because you never see anyone else in the show except for the kids, and like so they start
Yeah.
like going crazy and like thinking that everyone there's like alive. It's just fucking like it's just like a goofy like that's what kids would do. You know what I mean? Like they would just
Yeah.
like live in like a cardboard city. Like in reality, it's probably like three boxes, but to them, like they made a whole city.
Yeah.
Um, but even better than that, I was like reading like a conspiracy theory that like this show was like technically, I mean, like basically placed in Purgatory,
Hmm.
and that's why like there's no one else. They're just the kids, and none of them have aged. They've just all stayed like throughout the seasons. They've all stayed the same age,
You're right. Yeah,
and
that's kind of weird.
every day they wake up and they do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like all
I
three
just
of the Eds just wake up and immediately want gum jawbreakers. They want jawbreakers, and then
yeah.
Kevin would just always ride his bike. And then yeah, I mean it's
I
just
just
kind of like it. If you guys ever have time, look it up on YouTube. It's pretty interesting.
yeah, that is cool. I just thought it was an interesting social thought experiment because you're like you remove all the adults, right?
Yeah.
This is what kids are gonna do.
Yeah.
It really is. They're gonna just play and eat jawbreakers, ride their bikes, shove people down, swim in Jello. They're just gonna do that shit. You remember that episode?
Yeah. But like, the
Yeah,
first one was like really realistic, and you were like,
yeah.
swim in Jello. It's like I don't know if kids could pull that off. Maybe,
But I'm
maybe.
but this is what kids are gonna do. Like it's gonna
Yeah.
just become anarchy. But I thought it was great because like the lawns are still mowed and the
Mm.
houses still look good. So it was
Everything's like
just
well
this
kept. Yeah.
yeah, this really weird social thought experiment in your head. So I bet there's a million different like conspiracy routes you could go down, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, and then the best supporting character of that show, your main man Ralph,
Yeah.
the kid like from like Europe with the blue hair. Dude, that
Yeah.
kid was so funny, dude. He was like amazing. Um,
I
because I'll catch myself watching like Ed and Eddie like Ralph's best clip compilation
Oh
because he's
yeah.
like some like funny like random ass shit. Um, yeah. Hmm.
Dude, mine would be Johnny, the fucking kid that carried around a plank of wood all the
Oh,
time.
dude, that's so. I wanna make one of those like one of those planks of wood.
And just
I know
hang it
it's
in your
really easy to do, but like yeah, because I remember I saw a dude selling one online for $100, and I was like, what the fuck?
dude, you just go to Home Depot, buy 100 boards, draw on them with a fucking Sharpie,
Yeah,
flip them on eBay.
become a
There you go.
millionaire. Yeah, it was crazy, but yep, I
For
love that
sure.
show. The
So
Kank.
I've got a couple honorable mentions here, and then I'm gonna introduce one that I guarantee you're gonna be like, "Fuck, that should have been on my list," and I'm really surprised it wasn't. But Courage, the Cowardly Dog, honorable mention for
Yep,
me.
that was a good one.
Uh, Rugrats was on my list too, but here's the one that I was gonna put this on mine, but I thought you were gonna do it for sure. Is Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that was actually on my list, but I was like, fuck, all right, I'm gonna put Ed and Eddie instead. Yeah, that was literally on my list, like when we started this podcast, and I was like, I'm gonna take it off just so because I think I had too many serious shows. You know what I mean? Like Batman and X-Men were both pretty serious shows. So I
Yeah.
was like, and this one was like really serious. You know what I mean? It was like dudes battling each other in space. So I was like, I'm gonna
Well,
be a little bit more lighthearted with the Ed and
I
Eddie.
thought that it was serious, but at the same time, it was like joke serious.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
they'll fight for like 3 episodes and blow up like 4 planets, and then they'll stop and talk about it.
yeah,
Be like, you can't defeat me,
yeah.
Kakarot. And they have to just give this whole monologue, and then be like, all right, back to fighting, and then they blow up
Yeah.
another 4 fucking planets.
And
You're
then
like,
all of that was like 10 episodes. Like this is not like a
yeah,
one
they
episode
fight for
thing.
an entire season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so awesome, and it's just ridiculous. It's just ultra masculine, just what's not to like as a little boy,
Hmm.
you know, when you're like 10, 11 years old and you're just watching these overpowered dudes with giant hair fly around the screen, blowing shit up, beating each other into oblivion.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. That was a fun show. It
Yeah,
was great.
that was a good one. I really like that one.
So, well, that's our top 10, man.
Mhm.
Um, and as far as favorite episodes of Dragon Ball Z, I don't really have one. They're all just kind of this very similar. It's
Yeah.
just who's fighting this episode.
Hmm.
Favorite character is 100% Goku. I know he's not supporting, but he's just like this guy that's really cool and down to earth and just overpowered.
Yeah, I've always liked Vegeta.
Yeah, he's just like this pretty boy, super
Well,
arrogant.
yeah. Like, cause like growing up, my brother was always Goku. I was Vegeta. Like we were like fought on the trampoline.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's go.
I don't know how that wasn't like number one on your list, but it's literally your avatar picture. Like
I know exactly.
I
That's
couldn't
why.
believe it. So
I don't know, cause I don't know, cause it feels like it's not really aimed towards kids. You know what I mean? Cause they'll just be like beating the shit out of each other. You know what I mean?
well, it probably
Um,
was when it started, but now all of its fans are in their 20s, you
exactly.
know.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. I don't know what kids are watching now, but
No,
well,
yeah. Cartoons now are so bad.
yeah, and I'm sure that our parents did say that about our cartoons.
Yeah, I mean, okay. But I mean, that's true. With that being said, but like, I've given like my siblings cartoons like a chance, and
Just ass.
they're just not funny. You know what I mean? Well, because now they'll try to like make fun of the fact that like old people don't know about technology. You know what I mean? So they'll be like, "Oh,
Uh,
grandpa, you don't know how to work Snapchat." You know what I mean? And it's just like it's just more cringy. It's kind of like, okay, come on. I don't
yeah.
know.
I
Yeah,
don't like it when they put cell phones in the hands of cartoon characters. Like, why would SpongeBob have a cell phone? You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Hmm.
So I think you should be able to watch any cartoon at any time. Like, they should be
Yeah.
timeless. And
Hmm.
SpongeBob is, to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our top 10. Um, Feel free to check them all out. Some of them are more offensive than others. So if you're easily if you're easily
Yeah.
offended, take that in and know that before going into the episode. But we're gonna take a
Yeah.
quick break, and we'll be back with some weird news. How's it going, everybody? This is Spike from the Purgatory podcast. When Matt and I decided to start this podcast, neither one of us knew kind of where to start or how to distribute it to different platforms, and that's when we came across the Anchor app. Now, Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast because they give you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your computer or your phone. Different creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great, and this was the kicker for me. They'll distribute your podcast with no minimum listenership to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and several more. Now, there's really only one more thing left for you to do if you're looking to start a podcast, and that's get out your phone, open your laptop, download the Anchor app, and go to anchor.fm to get started. All right, Madman, welcome back from the break. Did you get lost while we were silent there for a couple of seconds so I could put in an ad break?
Where am I?
Well, it's current year, and which could be any year depending on when you're listening to this. And we're going to talk about some weird news. Now, for those of you that don't know, right now is the 2019 Women's Soccer World Cup. And we are all about USA and hope that the Women's World Cup team can win because they are favored to win. Now, there's a bar in Miami that was also very excited about them, and they offered a free shot to everyone in their bar for every goal that the Women's World Cup team scored in this game against Thailand. Guess what, Mad?
What's up?
They scored 13 fucking goals.
Nice. All right. Fucking it
So
up.
the Women's World Cup team is scoring goals like crazy. 13-0 in soccer. I mean, 3-0 in soccer is like an ass whipping, right? 13-0? Are you kidding me? So apparently the owner of the bar or the manager was like, dude, we got to cut this out. So they had a turnout of 40 to 50 people. There was good vibes and a lot of cheering, a lot of good camaraderie. Danny Rodriguez, the manager of this place, said. So 40 or 50 people, free shot times 13, that's a lot of money, right?
Oh yeah.
I'd be mad as hell, though,
Yeah.
if I was there. But would I be, though? Because 13 shots, I'm going to die.
Yeah. You probably don't need it, but
I
it
just
was
thought it was funny
promised.
that, like, you take a sport like baseball or soccer or football if you're from somewhere else in the world, and you're like, I mean, how many goals are they going to score? You know, we'll give away a couple free shots, like 2, right? 3,
Yeah.
maybe 4. And these girls freak out and score 13 goals, which
Yeah.
that's fantastic. Go Team USA. But if I'm the owner of the bar, I'm like, fuck. Like every time they score, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Dude, that would suck. Yeah. I mean, you always gotta think about that.
Yeah.
As like a store owner, I would never. I mean, I would do like a cool promotions, but that's fucking outrageous.
Yeah. There was a burrito joint that I heard of that was like, if you get a tattoo of our logo on your arm, we'll give you free burritos for
Yeah.
life. And I'm like, all day long, I will do that. And it was somewhere, I think I've talked about this in a previous episode, but it was somewhere like Chipotle, but not Chipotle. It was like a small chain, like a local chain.
Yeah.
So they're giving away good burritos, like
Yeah.
$8 burritos. I'll get a dumb tattoo for free food forever.
Yeah. I remember like back in the day, like when Netflix first came out, like people were getting Netflix tattoos, and then Netflix was like giving them out like free subscriptions for life. And then they like people just kept doing it just to get the free subscriptions, and then Netflix just like they put out like a statement. I was like, "Do not get a tattoo. We will not give you anything anymore. Like you're done."
Jeez.
Yeah, like well, because they were probably getting them left and right. You know what I mean? Not having to pay for Netflix, people were probably like, "Fuck yeah."
I can do without that. But
I
like,
could too. I could definitely,
well, like
especially now.
my wife and I, we were like, look, we're paying for like 2 or 3 different streaming services, and we
Yeah,
only watch a couple of shows on each, you know. So we're like, which shows can we bear to lose, you know?
yeah,
And we're like, well, we already use Amazon Prime like for shipping, and they've got most of the shows we watch anyway, so we're getting rid of everything but Prime.
yeah.
So, I mean, call me a Neanderthal. I won't be able to watch Netflix. But
No, dude, that's fine. Netflix is definitely going downhill.
well, and Amazon has pretty much everything, you
Yeah,
know. Or they have good stuff. They don't have everything. The
yeah.
one show that I really am going to miss from Netflix is Trailer Park Boys.
Oh yeah,
I
they have
still
like
watch Trailer Park
7 shows
Boys.
on there.
Yeah, I really do still watch Trailer Park Boys. Even though it's old, it's still just it's an oldie but a goldie, you know.
Hmm.
So you got a funny news story for me?
Well, okay, this one was kind of weird. All right, so you remember back in the 2000s, the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
Yeah,
All right, so kind.
kinda, but they're not.
Oh,
They were all right. I remember
wait,
watching them, yes,
well,
but
I
they
mean,
were
just
corny.
because like people love these movies, you know what I mean? I personally, I thought they were all right. I didn't think they were anything too special, but like people love these movies. They consider it like their Spider-Man. You know what I mean? They're like, okay,
I
I don't know who
guess
this
the
new guy
second
is
one was Ash, just ass with I said Ash. The second one was Ash.
with
No, like the
Doc
second
Ock.
one, yeah, it was horrible. I
Yeah.
thought it was horrible.
Um.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I thought it was like great. Okay, so 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 so, you know what I'm saying?
General
No.
Tso.
So there was supposed to be a fourth installment, but then the studio said, "Go fuck yourself," pretty much to the director, and because okay, so there was like the studio was split between like, oh, should we reboot the whole brand or should we keep going with this one? Because Tobey Maguire was getting pretty old, you know. He was gonna like
Yeah.
not look like a high schooler anymore, so they were like, "Oh, we're gonna have to do something about it."
Nor
So
did
then,
he ever. He looked like a 25-year-old high
yeah,
schooler.
yeah, for sure, he looked
But
really old in the first one anyway. Um, but then so Sam Raimi had like pitched this movie idea where like all of like the supervillains would try to fight Spider-Man and whatever. And then they decided to reboot it, so they said goodbye, see you later, and whatever. So now I think like yesterday or the other day, Marvel tweeted out an image of like a number four, but like made out of spider web. And then the director
oh, for fuck's
Sam
sake.
Raimi put out a picture of like the like Tobey Maguire and the Mary Jane, like you know from the first movie when they're swinging.
Yeah.
He posted that picture, so people think that they're making a sequel to the movie, but comic form.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
is it a Marvel thing? Is it going to be endorsed by Marvel or do you know?
Well, I mean, it's gonna be made by Marvel Comics.
Well, that to me is like, all right, we killed everybody in Endgame. You know, everybody got ashed, and then Iron Man died. What do we do now? Well, let's just reboot this because people fucking pay for it.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a comic.
Oh, I missed the whole point of what you're saying then.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's what
Why
I'm saying.
not?
I think it's so weird. You know what I mean? I think it's cool because like why not? You know what I mean? Because like technically in comics, each comic takes place in like a different dimension or universe. So I guess out there still is that Spider-Man universe with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but so what does he do? Does he like have a Padawan that he teaches to be the next Spider-Man? It's like, look, we got to find this radioactive spider. I'm gonna hold you down.
He's gonna bite you a couple
Yeah,
times. We'll see what happens.
yeah. Like, where
Yeah.
do you go? You
Who
know?
who knows? Who knows? I just thought it was really interesting because I said, well, it's been like the last movie came out in 2005,
Hmm.
so it's been a while. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's cool for the people that like those movies.
yeah. I just think it's a sleeping dog. You know, just kind of let that sleeping dog lie.
Hmm.
I don't think they're gonna in comic form. Okay, all right, that's fine. But in just to offer some closure or just to continue the story. But I really, if they reboot that along the same storyline and stuff, I just think it'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's Spider-Man 3 with the emo Spider-Man. That one was
Yeah.
just not good.
Cringe fest, bro. Cringe fest.
Yeah. Man, there's been some bad movies over the years,
Yeah.
and ones that had a lot of money poured into them. It's like, man, just give me that money. I'll
Just give me
I'll
a
do
million
something
dollars.
better
All
with it.
right.
I'll
I'll
do something better.
invest. I'll come back to you with 3 million next year.
Boom. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my weird news. I think it's pretty weird just because like it's been so long.
Yeah, it's out of nowhere.
I don't
It's
think
like,
anyone really asked for it.
we've been kicking this idea around for 15 years.
It's been
You
going
know.
studio to studio.
Yeah, like nobody asked for that. Like nobody asked for a battle royale in Fallout 76, but they gave
Yeah,
away
yeah. Yeah.
Nobody asked for that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was like, oh, you know, it'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking-
They're just,
yeah.
here you guys go. I'm sorry for fucking this game up.
Well, I think we're about out of steam. That's a good
Mm-hmm.
podcast, good episode. Make sure you check us out, anchor.fm, pledge tiers if you want to support the show. Subscribe, favorite, stay tuned, tell your friends, tell your fam, tell them to tune in. We got some guests planned coming up. We're excited about that. Yeah. We're
Make sure you guys go follow us on our Facebook, on our Instagram, and Twitter.
Purgatory Podcast everywhere
Oh, man, and on YouTube.
and on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube seems to be where we're getting the most views,
Mhm.
which kind of makes sense. It's easier to just manipulate the algorithm. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
In Purgatory.